Success can be defined in so many ways. Success could be, has the project been able to support national governments to develop policies, or has the project been able to reduce mitigation, to produce substantial mitigation targets. There's a move towards ensuring that what is happening in poor countries is locally led, and that's something you'll hear more about at COP26. And locally led basically is just saying that, like I said, communities in poor countries they're being adversely affected. If there's a drought, if there's a flood, it's those rural poor communities or those urban communities that are being affected by climate change. And so adaptation should be led by these people, by these groups who are affected, as opposed to having us in the UK or people who sit in boardrooms at COP26 decide what this should be, or having rich countries dictate what adaptation should look like. And so there is the move that we need locally led adaptation, and that there's evidence that shows that this type of adaptation is more effective in addressing the reasons why people are vulnerable, because people are vulnerable for very, very many reasons. They're just in the wrong, they're in floodplains, but also they're poor, they've been marginalized for ages, they're refugees. And so if you work with these communities, you get to understand why they're affected by that flood. Or then you realize that the flood is not really the problem, they can deal with the flood, maybe it's something else. And so there's the push towards locally led adaptation, and you'll see that actually coming up quite often at the COP.